Greetings and welcome everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments! Now, before we get started here, I want to address the last case that we did. I feel like Okay, so if I'd gone with my gut instinct on that one, I would have been right. Because I knew from a storytelling standpoint that it was wrong to pick the poor, scared, mentally disabled man-child. But the evidence, just the fact that that one piece of evidence, the fact that he had the fact that the murderer had already been and found, but not taken, the golden knife, the lantern that was there. That was that one piece of evidence that just set me over. I used that piece of evidence last time, and it served me right. It's like, why would the archaeologist do... Never mind. Anyway, we're going to go to cases this time, instead of continue, and start over the Abby Grace affair, because I accidentally recorded about half an hour of this case without recording my commentary. So we're just going to start over here again. Instead of having to do that post-commentary, we're just going to start up fresh, because I only did about half an hour. Didn't do a whole lot. In fact, I was just on my way back to go get a friend of mine before we left last time. So about one episode's worth of content has been already done here, but
into your clothes and come.
We're just going to stream our way through it this time. But yeah, I was rather upset because this case is pretty much just a carbon copy of a more popular Sherlock Holmes case. Much like the case of Black Peter.
Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified.
There's a drunk out there. You see him in the corner? Just chilling out in the rain.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
That is literally just the point of... He's literally selling stories, though.
It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Okay, that whole conversation made absolutely no goddamn sense. I'm not going to look through here again, because you're just going to see the fat woman who you can actually see in the window over there, so they did render her out. That's kind of cool, I guess. Hello, Toby.
Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold cups.
What the fuck is that? Why am I getting lens flare on my eyeballs? Kind of... Holmes doesn't wear glasses. That's lens flare on his eyeballs. My god, Holmes is actually a robot. Who knew? No. Fan fiction did, I guess, but...
A wax seal with the monogram E.B.
Games.
I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Mm-hmm. He's still better than my handwriting ever was.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Abbey Grange, Marsham, Kent, 3:30 a.m. My dear Mr. Holmes, you should be very glad of the immediate assistance of what promises to be a most remarkable case. It is something quite in your line. Except for releasing the lady, I will see that everything is kept exactly as I have found it. But I beg you not to lose an instant, for it is difficult to leave Sir Eustace there. Yours faithfully, Inspector Lestrade. Okay.
So, what is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always. It appears to be a case of murder.
Again, not necessarily, but...
Is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less.
But you have investigated a monkey theft, so...
And he is not
Actually, you will investigate a monkey theft!
High society.
But I guess that wasn't actually called in by Lestrade. That was called in by the false dude.
The crime was committed before midnight.
Yeah, okay, I'll follow this logic, though.
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified.
Yep.
Lestrade himself had to make haste there.
Exactly.
And finally composed the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
I get it done in an hour.
Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime.
Oh my god, what is with the textures behind you?
Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately.
like, I'm okay with their decision to, like, focus and unfocus on certain things, but then they'll do things like just there in that last scene at the end of it, both Holmes and Watson were in perfect focus. But whenever they unfocus on something, it just drops the textures down to nothing, and it creates this weird effect. It's points for trying, guys, but I don't know if it was just a limitation of just the PC or the PS4 or something, but it doesn't look right. It just looks weird. I do like the kind of wavy effect on the panorama behind us in the window. Okay, let's see if we can get the same thing that I had happen last time. Everything is green.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are.
Look at it.
I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
Why is everyone green? Look at them.
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You
Like,
remember that
did
little
everyone just
scrap
get suddenly exposed to massive amounts of gamma radiation? Are we about to turn into the Incredible Hulk?
The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Like,
So
the
Eustace
wallpaper isn't
Brackenstall
green,
is
but
dead.
they are.
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
A violent act of aggression.
Look at it.
Yes, the poor
Everyone's
lady.
green.
She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid, Theresa Wright,
Where is the body of the deceased?
in the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna go track down Professor Bruce Bannon. He's my prime suspect here. Okay, so let's look at all the pictures.
Lord Ramsay Brackenstall.
Uh-huh.
Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
Also known as Sir... Fuck, I knew his name last time. The guy from Dark Shadows. Couldn't fucking remember it now.
Lord Brigham Brackenstall.
Sir Sigmund Freud.
Sir Warthen Brackenstall.
And a strange cross between Vincent Price and Wolverine.
Lord George Brackenstall.
That's just Sir
The
Brimley.
Brackenstall family seems rather austere.
Okay, here we go again.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself.
Damn, that still
My
looks
name
bad.
is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
Dumbass!
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
Don't.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one.
No
I fear
shit.
that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
This woman... My god, she's dumb. A lot of the females that you meet in this game are actually very, 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 very stupid. I don't know why. I think it's just an Elizabethan trope. Gold brooch, kangaroo, and emu. Australian origin. Again, from Australia. Elegant dress. Bruised hands. Wedding ring. Yeah, but no, these women, every wife that I've met so far in these games rushes into marriage and ends up marrying the worst, most abusive asshole ever.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Like, get to know someone first. Go out for
I
coffee or
told
something.
Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book.
Again,
Before
if
I
you're
went
reading the
upstairs,
Necronomicon, I will
I
punch you
entered the
again.
dining room to fetch a candle and, oh God,
Please, go on.
as I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others.
Bullshit.
One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
Kinda bullshit.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
Absolute bullshit.
Fought with the intruders.
Yes, I think he had heard them, for he was holding his stick. But they were 3, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Theresa came to my assistance.
Yay, maids. Okay, something is missing.
Did these 3 villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
Will do. Not a happy marriage. Do tell.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk.
Really?
And he suffered from dark moods, but...
I'm sorry, I've already heard all this before, and it just sounded as stupid as it did the last time. Old bruises. Like, seriously,
Bruises
why
on
would
your
you...
hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you... Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again.
God,
So
Victoria
Eustace
England
was a
just
drunkard.
sucked.
To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship?
Ladyship. Okay, so let's go talk to Miss Theresa.
Theresa, I would like to hear your testimony.
Certainly, sir.
Okay, so let's do our quick little inspection of you. You have wrinkles. Nothing here. Hang on 1 second. Handkerchief, vinegar smell, resuscitation, caring. Again, that last part I don't think goes along. Vinegar smell, resuscitation, caring. Caring I don't think follows along with those. Working hands, coffee stain. Don't know how that fits into everything, but... Last night.
As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time.
Really?
If I'd known.
Really?
And then...
3 weird guys approaching around midnight,
And it
breaking
was
into your
more
house?
than an
That's
hour
probably
after
nothing.
that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I
So
know.
they bound her to the chair but didn't gag her? Alright. Alright, next job is to inspect the dining room, but let's finish up in here first. Newspaper Times article, family business booming and the Randall Gang is back on the streets. Less than a fortnight ago, which is 2 weeks for us in America, this infamous family of burglars, the Randalls, as they are known, made their reappearance by way of a brutal but successful intrusion into one of the wealthier homes in The police are already on their trail. However, the details of the crime are being kept confidential, including the name of the victim. A witness was able to provide a precise description to all 3 men. This will surely give the police a chance to complete their profile of this family of delinquents. Even though you apparently already had them in custody and they broke out. We would like to take the liberty of reminding our esteemed readers about this highly dangerous band and to provide a full description as it is available at this moment. The gang has been in business for some considerable time, being a family of 3, a father and his 2 sons. The elder, Jack Randall, is a man in his 40s, already gray-haired while being of average height and build. Being the mastermind behind the burglaries, he retains control over his sons, both of whom are close in age, but very different in appearance. His first son, William Randall, is tall and broad-shouldered, with a small, disproportionate head. His younger brother, Melvin Randall, evil Melvin, is of a somewhat weaker constitution and is, quote-unquote, skinny as a rake, which is a really weird description. The gang is wanted not only for their frequent thefts and break-ins, but for an exceptionally brutal pirate career that they enjoyed before returning to England. Be alert, and may your valuables stay safe. Clue, clue, hint, hint.
The description of the Randall Gang provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
All right, we'll get to the information thing later. Now let us look at this photograph. For every time I do, it makes me laugh.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Theresa was taken at a port. But which one?
Oh, they're holding hands. Whoop! And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. And a 1. An LA Noir this shit.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and a half ago on this ship.
Uh-huh. Bam. Okay, now let's engage our T-vision and look at the picture.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
Oh, most definitely. Even though they're completely fucking invisible outside of your T-vision.
This is Sir Eustace's safe. There may be something important inside. I must ask Lady Brackenstall to open it.
Okay, now I said this the last time I played through, but if this was old Frogwares, I'd have to go through an extremely elaborate setup to try to find the combination for the safe. Being that this is new Frogwares, however, I'm at a 50-50 shot that the Lady Brackenstall here actually knows the combination of the safe and can open it for me. Let's see if that 50-50 is justified. Any minute. The safe, please.
Lady Brackenstall, could you open this wall safe?
No, it is my husband's safe. I do not know the combination.
We have to open it.
Okay, so no go on the work. However, I only discovered this by chance when I went back to actually look at the damn thing, but we can open it already.
Let us try to open this safe.
I don't
This
know.
safe can be cracked. I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate when it is set to the correct number.
When I first did this puzzle, I had no words. No words at all. I don't even... right now, I don't... So, okay, look. When I get to the right number, that little dot there will start to jiggle around a little bit for some unknown reason. And then you get to turn the dial a little bit. Then you go looking around for the next one until the next one moves. I have no idea at all, like, how this is supposed to be a thing, because... I mean, I'm just turning around waiting until I see this bloody thing move. There we go. I don't know how this functions as a lock. I mean, you can just keep turning it until you get it, unless you're just supposed to be intimidated by it, which I sure was until I went back to look at the bloody thing. Because I thought maybe I'd get a hint or something about where it was. But no. And then it red rings and you just open the damn door. Makes no bloody sense. I have no idea how it functions as a lock. Medical report. So, Eustace, your current medical and physical state is of great concern. Blah, blah, blah. Liver damage. Blah, 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 blah. Leg cramps. Blah, 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 blah. Pain in the left rib. Blah, 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 blah. You drink way too fucking much and you're going to die because of it. That's basically what it boils down to.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Yeah. So, doesn't appear like robbery was the main draw here. Especially after we get over to the new... You are very chill. Especially for someone dying of gamma radiation. And I forgot to turn off my phone again. Excellent professionalism. Well done.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
I said it before, but I'll say it again. I get major deadly premonition flashbacks from this. What do you think?
So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
What are you writing?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
Okay. Check the notes there. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, so before we investigate that, though, let's activate our T-vision. Mantelpiece. And for some weird reason, it suddenly cuts up here so I can look at the piece of rope.
It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me.
Now that is weird. That's the first weird thing we've actually had happen here. But let's make sure we look at all the pictures.
Fur trader's cabin.
Fur trader's cabin. Step over the body so we can look at more pretty pictures.
A deer hunt.
Deer hunt.
A fur trader's cabin.
Another fur trader's cabin.
The hunting scene.
Fox one this time. We don't care about that one very much, though. But let's have a look at the sideboard. Maybe we'll see that the silver has been taken.
An empty silverware box. It appears that the intruders have stolen the contents.
But
These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
they didn't take anything else except for one bottle of
A
wine,
bottle of wine is missing here.
which
The
we can
criminals did
find
not
on the table
thoroughly
behind us.
ransack the house. They only took a little silverware.
So clearly looks like this is a staged robbery. But let's have a look at these wine glasses, because this is kind of weird.
This glass has some wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
I don't know what the fuck beeswing is.
There is beeswing at the bottom, as if the wine had not been decanted before being poured.
I really have no bloody idea what beeswing is. I don't drink wine. I don't make a habit of
This
looking
glass
at
has some
wine.
wine traces, but no visible beeswing.
I don't know what wine is or what...
It is rather strange that only one of these glasses has dregs of beeswing inside it, while the other two are clear.
I don't know what that
A
means.
decanter standing next to the open bottle.
Semicolon.
An inseparable pair indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Chateau Calon-Ségur, French wine, Grand Cru.
So, yeah, I don't even know what a decanter is supposed to be used for, honestly. So I'm guessing that it's to get like the grimy stuff out of the wine. I guess it's called a beeswine. Beeswing. I don't know.
Sailor's knots. That's interesting. This rope was handled by the murderers. We need a scent hound to follow their trail.
Toby!
Take him with me.
I just phased that rope through the chair. I just realized that. I phased the rope through the chair.
This is the chair that Lady Brackenstall was tied to.
Verily, it's not a very sturdy chair. Chair. I still can't talk properly, but you know what I'm trying to say here. Let's check out the body. First thing that catches my attention is the feet.
Barefoot. He had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress.
But he did have time to button up his little waistcoat mostly and put on his suspenders.
The head was cracked with the force of the blow. That must be the murder weapon.
Oh, without doubt. Without a doubt.
Quite a large stick. A formidable weapon.
And a semicolon. But this is what I'm interested in.
It is covered in blood. Sir Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
One possible one, but not quite what I'm looking for here, because this whole setup matches almost exactly the setup for a Sherlock Holmes story called The Twisted Man. Actually, was it The Twisted? I'm like 99% sure it was The Twisted Man. Oh wait, was that one with the twisted lip? Fuck, it was something like that. But
This door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. Apparently the criminals did not venture there.
anyway, the whole main part of that story, which I'm now doubting if it was the Twisted Man or not. I remember it had a lot to do. It definitely had a large focus on a Twisted Man, but I'm not sure if the Twisted Man was the name of the story, because there was another one that could be called the Twisted Man.
Hunter's cabin.
But anyway, let's have a look-see out here. We'll step out, and then we'll head straight back in, because there's absolutely nothing in there. I spent about maybe 5 minutes wandering around all over that area. There is absolutely nothing to interact with out there. Hello. I don't remember talking to you about this. Sir Eustace's reputation.
What do you know about Sir Eustace, Inspector? What was his
I didn't see this
reputation?
last time.
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk.
Oh,
In such moments, he was apparently capable of anything.
he could even fly.
He splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight.
Holy shit!
He threw a decanter of wine at Miss Wright's head,
The alcohol seemed to madden him.
to the point that we were
Holy
forced
cow.
to intervene several times to avoid a scandal.
Damn, you were living with fucking Dio! Okay. Let's talk... Is there anything to talk to you about? Yes, there is. What do I need? 3 glasses on the table.
There are 3 glasses on the dining room table. I was wondering if...
Oh, I forgot. When I came to myself the first time, each of them had a glass in his hand. They might have been a father and his 2 sons. They talked together in whispers, and then they left.
Sure they did. Okay.
Your ladyship?
Shipping indeed. Theresa, what do you know? History of violence.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks of his violent behavior.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defense of my mistress.
Yay, feminism.
Devil.
I think.
God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was. If ever one walked the earth. We met him only 18 months ago.
Okay.
She'd only just
hang
arrived
on.
in London. Yes, it was her first voyage. She'd never been from home before. One of his title and his money and his false London ways. If she
False
made a
London
mistake,
ways.
she has paid for it if ever a woman did. She doesn't have any friends here, so it was especially hard for her.
Okay. Hold up. All right, so this woman just took a boat from Australia to London, met this dude, married him after 6 months of knowing this guy, just 6 months, and then spent the rest of her marriage for a year married to this asshole. Stop doing that shit! Like, get to know your guy for like at least 2 years, you know? Date. For a while.
Searched outside for footprints without any luck.
Alright, thank you, Lestrade. Okay, so... yeah, here's the big open area here that you see, and there's absolutely nothing to do in here yet. Aside from, I think there's like 1 or 2 things that I may want to show you guys. Let's hopefully run a little bit. Can't interact with any of the doors, so you'd think you'd be able to find like a sign of footprints or a sign of entry or a sign of not forced entry, but copy of the times there, and then a mysteriously similar looking statue standing here. And then there appears to be some sort of tool shed over here. Sound of a barking Toby. And then we can leave out to Baker Street. But before we do that, I just want to kind of point out here that I can't do anything out here. It's this big area, and there's absolutely nothing to do. I can't even get in here. There's no option. There's no option to even interact. Like, usually if there's a thing like I can, like, maybe I don't have to come here. Like, he'd say something, but there's absolutely no icon or anything. So let's bounce over to Baker Street. And while we're heading over there, let's open up our little Neuron Pathways here and start putting some stuff together. Randall's, okay, there's a lot of stuff here. But, 2 glasses, a glass with beeswing. That gave us our first little brain here. But let's head back. And we have criminals identified. Randall's are well known. Let's back out again. We have, let me see, knotted rope from Australia. No? Don't remember having that one on the list. No personal life. Bent poker, violent behavior, fireplace. No, okay. Hang on. I know there's other ones I can do here. Dead body, bent poker. Okay, dead body, fireplace. And then no personal life, knotted rope, criminals identified. Inspector's tale. Sir Eustace had been serving a severe drinking problem. Once he set lair to Lady Bunks's dog on fire. Jesus Christ. Knotted rope. Tail. I remember there was one more thing I thought I could do with this, but it's not working. Combatant behavior, criminal identified, inspector's tail. Oh, there we go. No, that's not it, because I didn't have that option before. Something. No? Oh, there we go. I don't know how those two linked up, but okay. Okay, no acquaintance. Lady Brackenstall married Sir Eustace shortly after arriving from England and has remained at home during that time. There's little possibility that she or made or an acquaintance with anyone she known in the country. Lady is acquainted with someone from the rock. I'm going to go ahead and bounce with that. Domestic violence. So Eustace was violent towards his wife. That's just a fact of life. 3 people. 2 people. Randall's blamed. Randall Gang. Testimony of evidence. Robbery's fake. That just... There's no way that was true. Because there's nothing else was taken except for like a little bit of silverware. There was so much else they could take. Poker blow. Death by accident. Alright. Let's just see what we can work with here. Because I know that doesn't match up, but... Let's go get Toby. Toby.
Come on, Toby. We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
Yay, Toby!